Before I was your mother. You know, I wasn't always your mother. I used to be a little girl like you. I had a best friend named Ruby and a dog named Eileen, and we loved to do silly things together. Once I dressed Eileen up in a tutu, and Ruby and I put on a circus in my backyard. Eileen was a lion, and Ruby and I were lion tamers. I wasn't always your mother. Who knows how to cook and how to fix broken things? Once I had legs that didn't reach the floor. I sat on a stool at the kitchen counter and ate my mother's sweet treats. She knew how to suspend fruit in jello. I thought it was magic. Once I broke the china cat into a million pieces, and my mother glued it back together perfectly. I couldn't even see the cracks. I wasn't always your mother who tells you to shush when I'm on the telephone or to quiet down when you and your friends get too wild. Once I loved making lots of noise. I remember when Ruby and I put on hula skirts and roller skated down the sidewalk, bellowing out a song as loud as we could. And then there was the time, that starry, starry night, when we turned the garage can lids upside down and tap danced on them just to hear the rat-a-tat-tat bounce into the darkness. I wasn't always your mother who carries a purse full of bills to pay and wears shoes that don't hurt my feet. Once I was a little girl who carried secret stuff in a green velvet bag and wanted a pair of bright red patent leather boots more than anything. I wore my favorite cowboy boots to Cousin Sylvia's wedding, and when my father bought me tall rubber boots, the kind firefighters wear, I wore mine to bed. I loved shoes, all kinds. I wasn't always your mother who lets you eat the frosting roses off my birthday cake. Once I had a fight with your Uncle Freddie over frosting roses on his cake. I told him flowers were for girls and he said baloney. I wanted to eat every single rose even though it was not. It was Freddie's birthday, not mine. I wasn't always your mother, racing around with to-do lists in my hands and glasses sliding down on my nose and pencils stuck in my hair. Once I was a little girl with braids. Sometimes I wore stick-out party dress and stood perfectly still in first position with my arms just so, dreaming ballerina dreams. But mostly I wore overalls with a special pocket for holding my special things. And I had a favorite tree with a hollow where I would scribble scrabble notes and bracelets strung with beads for my imaginary friends. Before I was your mother, I had a doll named Katie, and then I got a teddy bear that I named Katie, and my fuzzy duck and velvet seal were named Katie too. I tucked them in at night and read them stories. I made birthday cakes out of clay and gave my Katies all the frosting roses to eat. Now I am your mother and you are my only Katie. I tuck you in and tell you stories about the time before your time, when I was a little girl who ate all the frosting roses, who slept in her firefighter boots, who tap danced on garage can lids, and who dreamed of having her own little girl to love. The end.